Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a collective reading for this new moon in Pisces that is happening today on the 20th of February 2023. So because of that, I'm using my big combined deck of tarot cards and oracle cards. So these are the cards that you'll see. And the message today for the collective for this new moon seems to be like a continuation, like a common thread with yesterday's reading for Libra, about Libra achieving this ability of creating this channel of magic, this pulling up this curtain to protect the magic from being penetrated with the nasty environment, the negative environment. But here it seems like this is taking like a next step. It's going to the next level. It's like this process of, I don't know if that's the right word to say it, like depuration. It's like, it's not like a separation, but it's like this differentiation between the dense energy and how much value there is in the dense energy, but the need to protect from the earthly temptations. Actually, it's how it's coming through mainly, to ascend, to elevate, to connect with higher frequencies. And this distinguishment, or this it's like the process of filtering perhaps, but it's more like going from the bottom to the top, right? It's like this, it's kind of like an ascension process, but it feels pretty much like this energetic or mental exercise, perhaps through meditation. The way that I'm seeing it, it's not necessarily that this is like a purely mental thing. It includes material things. It includes like a physical commitment, like something that it's not just in your mind, right? It's not like this astral projection type of thing. Yes, it's part that, but it also includes leaving behind, in a sense, the earthly temptations. Let's see how this unfolds. We're beginning with the Hierophant. The Hierophant was talking about the commitment, right? It's like, remember what you have committed to. Remember what was, and in this sense, it was bringing me sort of like the type of commitment when you enter a marriage, right? It's like this type of commitment that this Hierophant is talking about. But actually, it's more so about the commitment to your spirituality, to the reason why you came here, to be the bridge between heaven and earth. So the commitment, remember the commitment. This is the message of this Hierophant. However, this next card, which is actually from the Oracle card, the Oracle deck, this is Juno. Juno is an asteroid that is a very feminine energy and represents the wife. And so it was emphasizing what I was picking up on when you enter a marriage, when you enter this commitment in this stable traditional relationship as is a marriage. The role of a wife is one that is embedded with a lot of responsibilities, right? And so I feel like what this message is bringing here to this new moon for the collective is the fact that there is a reminder coming through about a type of marriage, a type of commitment, a type of relationship that was established long ago, maybe when you entered this lifetime. It's like this lifetime is the commitment to be the bridge, because the way that I'm seeing this Juno is that you see here at this bottom part is the cross that is actually here. So the Hierophant is, it's like, it's in the head, right? It's like the moment that you are here on earth, that you have connected, that you have anchored down, it's like there is this reminder that is needed to happen maybe in your mind, because it's the head, right? So it's like, it's whatever you put over your head. It's like the crown chakra, perhaps. It's like the activation of your mind, of your third eye, perhaps, because this is the anchor, but this is wanting to, it's like this stream that actually wants to take to this upper part here that feels like a star, right? It looks like a star. And yesterday the star card came through in the Libra reading, and I'm not sure if it was in the first part or if it was in the extended, but it's having a similar effect here, because the Hierophant, well, the Hierophant represents Taurus, right? So Taurus is also very earthy, and we do have Virgo here and Capricorn. Actually, you know, we have now all of the 3 earth signs. So it seems like it's going from this dense physical material plane, but accessing this more divine, more cosmic type of remembrance, reaching for the stars in a sense. It's like accessing it through this bridge of the commitment. It's like the commitment, the role of the wife or the husband, but it specifically is like the wife. So it's almost like this devotion, right? But it's like the acceptance when you say I do, right? It's like when you say I accept to serve in this role of being the bridge to the stars, right? This is the role that this Juno is playing here. And it's interesting because it comes with another feminine energy, but this is the Queen of Wands. So, and to me, there's this beautiful distinction that, you know, the suits make for me, where the wand sometimes it represents the earth, because this symbol usually comes through as a tree, so something that is embedded on the ground, right? It's like it's planted on the soil. But actually the way that this Queen of Wands is coming through is more like the Queen of Soul. And it's beautiful because now I'm actually being reminded myself that yesterday night I watched the movie Soul from Disney, after a long time that I've been wanting to watch that movie. And so I feel like there's something that you're connecting with your soul, and it's the type of remembrance. It's a type of remembrance of why you committed to this lifetime, and why in remembering this, it's like there's something cosmic that is being returned to you, right? It's like the type of commitment is not something that is purely terrestrial or purely bound to earth. It actually serves a larger purpose, a higher purpose of connecting with the stars. And so it's igniting this remembrance that is actually, it's like highlighting the commitment. It's almost like a renewal of the votes of not the votes, the vows. In Portuguese, vows is votos, so I translated it literally. But no, vows, right? It's like, what are the wedding vows? What are the commitment vows? What were the things that you were committing to, right? Once you enter this lifetime. And it's like your soul always remembered, but it's like it's only when you give that spark of remembrance, which is exactly what these 2 cards are doing. It's like the soul remembers, your soul remembered. Your soul remembers because of this, the Knight of Swords. So this is the spiritual. This is the channel. This is the path, or this is like the tube, the whatever. This is showing me, you know, in the movie Soul, there is like this circle that opens up on the ground. And this is how I'm seeing this remembrance being activated, being ignited. But it's not like, you know, from, you know, the beyond or the before, how it's called in the movie, down to earth. It's actually the other way around, because it is going from this more material, bound to earth type of remembrance that actually is being the bridge to the upper stars, the upper cosmos. And I feel like this is what this Nine of Swords is doing. It's acting as, because it's like the blending of the soul, the fire of the soul, and the air, the ether of the spirit. It's like soul and spirit are becoming so light. It's like the density here, because it's coming through more at the bottom rope, and I'm going to get there, but it's already here, is the reminder that this commitment needed to be anchored down, right? With the cross here and here, needed to be anchored down so that it could be the right, it's like this elevator type of energy, right? It's giving me the impression of like this ascension, but it's ascending from the dense plane to a more subtle, a lighter field, right? It's like this very airy, maybe ethereal type of environment. So this is like it's like coming out of the body, right? And it's interesting because this was also something that came up yesterday in the Libra reading. So, but there's also something else that I forgot to mention. This Nine of Swords is talking about something that is not easily perceived, because it can be scary, and actually it's emphasized here in the bottom row as well. So it could be, you know, this process of becoming so subtle, becoming so light, becoming so airy, so lightweight that it's like there's something about the body being forgotten. And actually, because of the reminder of this commitment, there's also something important, that the body is also very important, right? In this process of ascension, it's not about leaving the body permanently, right? It's talking about the commitment to be anchored down, to serve as the bridge, to serve as this point of access, right? Because it's like this flow. In this reading specifically, the flow is from earth to the heavens, to the sky, to this upward motion type of level or realm, right? Because of the direction of the swords, right? So there's something that is being ignited in your soul, in our souls, that is actually triggering the spirit to ascend, to travel upwards. But it needs to be in one direction. It's like it's converging to one spot. So, okay, so the Hermit has a lot in it. And perhaps it's like the wisdom of understanding that commitment, this role of Juno in being committed to something here down on earth, but actually knowing that this has a lot more, like a deeper connection, a higher connection to the stars, a reason for this commitment, for maybe this marriage, if we are talking about an actual marriage that could have been challenging, and maybe all that you wanted was to flee, was to move on, but actually there is like this very important message about how this relationship, how this lifetime, how this experience of being alive here on earth is the perfect anchor. The base here of this tent where this hermit resides is where you are established, right? It's the foundation, is the commitment, right? It's the density of this plane, is the physicality of this material realm. So it's important that it's like that we land here, that we settle down here, but from here is the process of going upward. You see how there is like this convergence of all of the lines going to one point. It's like this center point that is like it's talking about ascension, but it's almost like whenever I say ascension, it feels so shallow in comparison to what I'm seeing here. It feels like this lifting up of the soul and the spirit, right? It's like it's becoming lighter and lighter and lighter. But the more you become lighter, the more you go upwards from this dense plane. So it's like it needs the foundation, it needs to be anchored, right? It's like it needs to go from the dense plane to the softer oneness, right? This convergence here on the top, it's like this one point where everything is going to, it's like oneness, right? And because it's here, you see how it's like this 3D plane, this anchor down here on earth is exactly the access point that is going to activate this oneness. And the oneness is actually the reminder or the remembrance that the commitment to be here, maybe to be in this relationship, to be alive here right now, is actually to serve as, it's like this rope, right? This rope that gives access to the stars, but it needs to go from this way to here, right? It's like it's going upwards. It's moving in this direction because of this, right? And so here, after this Hermit card, we have the Two of Swords and the Devil. So the thing about this process, and maybe if it doesn't go through this soul remembrance, right? If this is not ignited, and it's almost like this very, it's like this very drastic, I've never had an out-of-body experience, especially, you know, maybe it happens more often in dreams, but I've never had like one that maybe I just don't remember, but I don't remember having any. And so I don't know exactly how it feels to have like your spirit come out of your body, but I've heard people say that it could be very traumatic in the sense that it's like, it's almost like this disconnection that is very abrupt. And maybe I feel like this is what I'm seeing with the Nine of Swords, right? If after this remembrance that there is a commitment to the body, a commitment to this earth, to this plane, but if there isn't this, it's like a passage, right? It needs to go from the denser physical body to the soul and then to the spirit. If it is directly going to the spirit, it's like the spirit disconnects very easily and very rapidly. So it could be a shock, it could be a trauma, but because the soul is being ignited, the soul is being reminded of its purpose, it's like the spirit doesn't need to be, it's like there is no fear, right? The fear is in the denser planes. It's like a lower vibration that belongs to this material realm, right? This is what these two cards are saying, and it's like doubling the effect in the minor way, in the minor arcana and the major arcana, right? The Two of Swords is just talking about the inability to discern, which is very interesting because the cards that are actually bracketing the Devil and the Two of Swords are, you know, this card is Virgo, right? It's also from the Astrological Oracle deck. But it's interesting because here is the sign of Virgo, and Hermit, right, is the card that represents Virgo. So we have on the two sides of these, you know, the double energy of the Devil, right, in the minor arcana version and the major arcana version, the two earthly, most earthly energies, right? And it's interesting because, as I said, this card represents Taurus, another earth sign, and the Devil card represents Capricorn. But I feel like the thing about the Virgo energy, which is actually very, very fitting, because when I think about, you know, this collective reading being in this new moon in Pisces and Virgo being the exact opposite sign of Pisces, it's the counterpart, right? It's like, in order to be reminded of such a cosmic commitment, right? Because Pisces opens our mind, opens our heart, opens our imagination to this cosmic remembrance, right? But the commitment to what's the role here on earth, right? What is this, what is the reason why we incarnated, right? It's in a sense like the work of Virgo, right? It's like the counter force or the counterbalance to Pisces, right? Is the beautiful energy that this Virgo is bringing to this bottom part. It's like the reminder of the importance of the body, and you know, something that because this part here on the top of, you know, maybe Juno's head or Juno's connection to the stars, this asteroid type of connection, right? It's like the star that brings healing. And Virgo is also a sign that talks a lot about healing. But because these two cards are here, it's like healing the inability to discern. Virgo with, you know, this ability to be extremely careful and detailed, and even like a perfectionist, right? But perfectionist, like wanting to perfect the healing arts or any type of healing ability. And you know, maybe it's like your gifts that you have, that it's like it's important that they go through this plane, right? The earthly realm that is being intensified because the distractions are many, the distortions are excessive. It's like the possibility of deviating from this healing path is very real, right? It's like this is talking about it's like the doubt, right? Should I go this way? Should I go that way? And it's almost like this the uncertainty, the insecurity. And here it's like, because there is no way to see, right? It's almost like I better trust something that I know for sure. It's like, you know, the Devil is like the certainty, but it's actually the uncertainty. It's very distorted, right? It's like you don't really, there is no ability to know and to discern what is true and what is not. When you are inside the maze, when you are inside the matrix perhaps, or like just when you are in this denser plane. But because of these two bracketing energies, it's like there's a lot of discernment that oneself can, that one can find when they are together with oneself, right? It's like they have to go, we have to go into ourselves, into this inner realm to connect with this oneness, right? And this is when it's like we start trusting even in what we cannot see. And that's the reason why when the Devil is here to trick, or it's like there's something that the distortion of this reality provokes, you know, the fear of leaving, and the need to stay in this lower vibration of fear, that actually when you are in your body, when you are fully embodied, right? This is what this Virgo ending here, this part of the reading is saying. When this full embodiment happens, so does this cure, so does this healing, right? But it has to start with this commitment, the commitment to oneself, the commitment to oneness, the commitment to this inner environment where it's like you'll have to find discernment where there is none, right? It's almost like inventing or perfecting a formula for discernment in a realm where everything is just upside down and distorted and maybe, you know, polarized because of the duality of here and this also, right? So there's a lot here that is necessary to remember right now about the commitment to oneself. It's almost like the message that I was seeing here about this marriage is almost like the marriage with your body, right? The commitment to your body, the commitment to how you are feeling fully embodied, right? This is the role of Juno, right? It's like the commitment to yourself, to how you feel connected to this star origin perhaps, but with the physical vessel that is going to give you this foundation, right? So I am going to pull more cards to see where this is going, and also I'm going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.